Picking up where we left off in, just to recap real quick, we sharpened the image, we got rid of any blemishes, we duplicated the layer, we ran the Gaussian blur, we've masked it, we've got our little mask over here and everything. Alright, now here's what we need to do. We're going to hold the Command key on the Mac or the Control key on the PC. We're going to click on the mask itself, and that loads that area as a selection. We're going to hide the top layer. Go down here to the background layer. We're going to press Command J or on PC Control J just to lift that area of skin up. If you see just that, that's what you're basically getting. Alright, so just the areas that we softened are right there. Now, here's what we need to do. First step is we need to remove the color from that skin. So we're going to go under the image menu, under Adjustments, and choose Desaturate. The keyboard shortcut is Shift Command U, and it's just going to remove the color from there, and it's not looking very good. Then we're going to go apply the high pass filter, and this is going to help us contour some of this skin. So we're going to go Other, we're going to go to high pass, we're going to go all the way to 0, drag it all the way to 0 so it's completely flat. Then you're just going to bring it up until you start to see some of the highlights start to come back into the image. There we go, somewhere in there you're starting to see some highlights come back. So you're getting some contouring, and you can see that. Alright, we click OK. Now, you're going to drag this to the top of the stack, then you're going to make this other one visible, okay? So you've got the regular background layer, the super blurry layer, now this gray, gritty layer on top. The key is you're going to switch this mode from normal to soft light, and that's going to bring in the texture back to her face. It's also going to add some contrast at the same time, which is very, very nice in a portrait like this. So I'm going to turn it on and turn it off so you can see the difference. Watch. Here's before, very, very soft, blurry kind of look. All of a sudden, you get some texture back. Now, in my personal opinion, I think it's way too much texture. So the idea isn't to bring it back to what it looked like when you started, because you're intentionally softening the skin. But what you've done is you've basically taken her original skin texture, put it up on its own layer. Now you can control how much skin texture you want using this opacity slider. So let's go down to 50%, and you'll see what I mean. So take a look now. See, it was really, really soft. Here comes a little bit of that texture. You can see some of the pores, so it looks realistic, but look at the difference from where we started. So there it is, kind of harsh. Here it is soft, but with maintained texture. And that's the cool thing. I know this takes a few extra steps. In fact, it takes quite a few extra steps. But if it's a really important portrait, it's really, really worth it. Take again a look. So here's the original. Here's the super blurry version. Here's the blurry version, but with contrast added in and some texture brought back. Makes a huge, huge difference. Now, I'm going to do this again on a different photo in a moment, and then we're going to take it that extra third step. But at this point, I wanted you to see how important it is to bring back some of that texture. Now, again, you're going to have to make the call. You may like that super, super, super soft look. To me, I think that every photo like this has to have at least some texture. I see photos all the time that don't. I see photos on big magazine covers that don't. But you have to make the decision what's right for you and what's right for your subject. There's before, there's the super blurry, there's the amount with texture. Now you can always go back here and vary this too. You could bring this down to 35%, which is the number that I like, but then I think this has too much texture. You have to take this down to like 25%. So it's just a hint of texture, something like that. But you've got all these variables you can play with in getting just the skin softening effect that you like. And here's before and after. Just much softer, smoother before and after.